I'm gonna be testing 3 games. Cyberpunk 2077, Witcher 3 and Ark Raiders. I'll show you streaming performance versus how it runs natively on your Steam Deck. Okay, let's start with Cyberpunk. Let's check settings. As you can see, we're running, on RTX 4070. Almost everything maxed. Ray tracing on. Resolution, let's change it to our Steam Deck resolution. And we're in. Look at this. Maxed out settings. Ray tracing enabled. Running at more than 90 FPS. The Steam Deck could never run Cyberpunk like this natively. Controls are responsive. There is barely any input lag. Image quality is excellent. You can see all the ray tracing reflections, lighting. This is PC quality graphics streamed to a handheld. And the most important, look at the battery. 5-6 hours on a full battery in every game. That's perfect. Streaming Cyberpunk? Absolutely worth it. Now let's see how it runs natively on the Steam Deck. Okay, let's check how it runs natively. I put the Steam Deck graphic settings. Mostly it's medium. Let's go and check. So we cannot get this 90 FPS. We can have just 20-30 FPS. And look at the battery life. It's 1.5 hours. Okay, on a full battery it's gonna be 2 hours. Let me lower some settings. Let's do everything low, just to check if we can make a little bit closer to this 90 FPS. Okay, everything is low. Let's apply the settings and check what we have. Let's go. We have almost the same FPS. So we have 25-30 frames per second. The battery life not better after lowering settings. So what's the point? You can play it on a Steam Deck, but I don't think it's the most, enjoyable experience. Especially with this beautiful game and beautiful graphics this game has. Nah. If you don't have PC, okay, you can play on a Steam Deck. But if you have PC, just play it on PC or stream to a Steam Deck. So overall it's playable, but visual difference is massive. No ray tracing, lower texture quality, reduced throw distance and everything else. For Cyberpunk, streaming from your PC is absolutely the way to go if you have a capable gaming rig. If not, yeah, just play from the Steam Deck. That's better than not to play Cyberpunk. Next up, Witcher 3. This game is older, so it actually runs pretty well on a Steam Deck. Let's see how streaming compares. Let me turn on Steam overlay, and you can see we have a 5 hours, almost 6 hours, on 80% of battery. That's impressive. And of course, 90 FPS, everything maxed out, ray tracing, high, ultra plus settings, wherever. This looks gorgeous. The lighting, the foliage, everything maxed out. And it runs super smooth. Input lag is still minimal. Combat feels tight, responsive. But here's the thing, Witcher 3 doesn't need this level of hardware. Let's check native performance. Okay, now I'm playing natively on Steam Deck. Let's change graphic settings on the Steam Deck. Mostly it's low settings. Let's try. Okay, native performance. We can have 40/60 FPS. Way better than in Cyberpunk, but that's low settings. And look at the battery life. Instead of 5-6 hours, you can have just 1-2 hours of gameplay. And yeah, the visual difference isn't as dramatic as Cyberpunk, but still, if I can play on ultra settings with the ray tracing, I prefer it. But the big advantage of running natively, you have no network dependency. You can play anywhere, on a plane, in a car, no Wi-Fi needed. So for Witcher 3, I would say it depends on your preference. Want maximum visuals? Stream it. want portability and play it somewhere without connection, native is totally fine. Last test is Arc Raiders. I love this game. It's probably the best online game you can play for me personally. And about online games, latency is really matters here. So let's check how it runs with Moonlight. I have my graphic settings from PC. It's some medium, some epic. I prefer, keep the balance on it for online multiplayer games. DLSS turned on, everything good. Let's try. Okay, we're in. High settings, more than 100 FPS. For a competitive online game, that feels surprisingly good. I'm moving, aiming, shooting. The latency is low enough I cannot feel it. Obviously, if you're a super competitive player trying to be on top of leaderboard, you would want to play directly on your PC with wired connection. But for casual play, free runs, this is totally playable. I'm happy I can play Arc Raiders on a Steam Deck as well when I'm traveling or when I'm not in my house. The graphic on the game looks absolutely beautiful. The game looks significantly better than it would running natively on a Steam Deck, if I can even start it natively. Let's try and check. Now Arc Raiders on native. Let's check if it even runs. I put everything on low. Let's go check. Yeah, as expected, the performance not good. Yeah, you can have around 30 FPS, but for competitive multiplayer shooter, no, I don't know. I can play Cyberpunk, I can play some single player games on 30 FPS, but for competitive games, online games, I prefer minimum 60, and it should be stable 60 FPS. So yeah, if you wanna play Arc Raiders on a Steam Deck, only one way, it's to stream it from your PC, unfortunately for now. And bonus, one of my favorite games, No Man's Sky. Everything on Ultra, let's check. Same as other games, it runs perfectly. I really like how it looks. It looks way better than on Steam Deck natively. And yeah, just enjoying this game. If you haven't played, you should definitely try it. And I've got more Steam Deck tutorials coming. Optimization guides, must-have accessories, all that good stuff. So, if you wanted to get more out of your deck, hit subscribe button. Thanks for watching and I see you in the next one. Happy streaming!